Hey, what is going on guys, it's Tharshey and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be having a look at the best talent build for Liliya in Call of Dragons. So I hope you guys do enjoy this video, and if you do, please do drop a like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn those post notifications. Anyway, let's get straight into it. So we're going to go over here to our heroes and we're going to be doing a talent build for Liliya. My Liliya is not max level, or actually my friend's Liliya is not max level as I'm on his account at the moment. So we are going to go over the campaign, to Roots of War, to Battle Sync, and we are going to build her in here. So if we go to talents, we can see that this is my recommended build for her for PvP. I will also give you a alternative build that you can use as well that I also think is pretty great, especially if you go up the magic tree rather than the skill tree like I have. But yeah, anyway, let's get straight into the build itself. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to max out overall attack, then we're going to go overall speed, then we're going to go overall health, and that is pretty much what you're going to do on any hero for foundation talents. Afterwards you're going to take mighty power, of course, and then you're going to go up her skill tree. So for a skill tree you want to grab overall attack, that gives you 2% more attack. Then you want to go for intimidation, which increases your legion skill damage by 4%. And Liliya, remember, she's all about skill damage, so anything that increases skill damage is great. The other options are overall health and swift analysis, but neither of them is really good. Then you have all conquering, which is less normal attack damage taken or more counter attack damage, but we don't want either of those. Instead we're going to go for head held high, and this is launching a normal attack has a 10% chance to grant your legion 50 rage. I know it's only a 10% chance, but that's a normal attack. Every time you launch a normal attack, which is literally every second, there is going to be that chance to gain more rage, and if you gain more rage you're going to be able to pop off a skill quicker and her deputy skill quicker. If you do that, you're going to be dealing a whole lot of damage because Liliya is a damage dealer and her deputies are also all going to be damage dealers as well. So you're going to go and get head held high next. Finally, from here you have Boiling Blood, which is when casting raid skills, your legion's deputy deals 8% more damage the next time they cast a raid skill. Basically, your hero will cast her raid skill, your Liliya will cast her raid skill, and then whoever deputy is will be casting immediately after, and he will have 8% more damage, which is nice. But instead, I'm gonna go with Spirit of Rage, which is casting raid skills grants 20 additional rage. So that means that when your Liliya casts her main skill, that's going to be 20 rage. When your deputy casts his main skill, that's going to be 20 rage. So it's a total of 40 extra rage every cycle, which is pretty nice. Anyway, after you put your points into this skill tree up to Spirit of Rage, you're then going to go into the magic tree and you're going to put 5 points into magic HP, which increases the HP of your legion's magic units by 2.5%. After that, you're going to go into Foresight, which is when casting raid skills, your legion has a 25% chance to gain 75 rage. Now this is pretty nice because every time Liliya or her deputy casts one of their raid skills, there's going to be a 25% chance, which is much better than that 10% chance, to gain 75 rage. If you're lucky enough and you gain 75 rage twice, that's 150 rage. That is pretty incredible. After that, you're going to go Intimidation, which is your legion deals 4% more hero skill damage, and none of these other options, by the way, are really worth it. That's nothing. Magic attack increases magic unit attack, that's okay, but remember, Liliya is a damage dealer, so we want to increase hero skill damage instead. Now for your skill over here, you can knock Magic Maelstrom is pretty good, and you can actually pick it if you want. When your legion consists entirely of magic units, they gain defense penetration before casting raid skills, ignoring 10% of the target's defense for 5 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 30 seconds. What this means is whoever you are attacking at the moment, you're going to lower that, you're going to increase your defense penetration, aka you're going to ignore some of their defense, and you're going to be able to do more damage to them. However, it only affects the legion you're attacking currently, so it's pretty helpful if you're going to be doing more one-on-one fights. You're not going to be attacking big, globs of troop. But honestly, when you're in a big fight fighting with your alliance against the enemy alliance, there's going to be a whole lot of enemy legions, and so this is more helpful. Energy boost, 8% chance to add an additional target to raid skills that deal damage to multiple targets. AKA for Liliya's main attack, you're going to now be able to maybe add an additional target. So instead of hitting one person with it or 2 people with it, you may be able to deal that 1000, 1500 damage or whatever to 3 different targets. So you're going to put points all the way up into energy boost, or as I said, you can also go Magic Maelstrom. It's a very, very good talent as well. Now, after you've done that, your remaining talents are going to go back into your skill tree. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick Detached, which is your legion deals 4% less normal attack damage, which that's kind of a lot, you know. 4% less normal attack damage, okay, but 8% more hero skill damage, so this definitely balances out. It's giving you 8% more damage. So if Liliya is dealing 1000 damage, well, that's increased by 8%, not including any other buffs that she has from either her other skills or from any of her talents that we've already picked afterwards. So for this line, I mean, you can go with egoism if you're going to be fighting a lot of enemy mages and stuff and you want to reduce the amount of damage you take. You know, it will make you slightly more survivable, but we don't really want to do that for Liliya because, you know, Liliya is a damage dealer. We don't care about survivability. We just want her to output as much damage as possible. So we're going to ignore egoism. Here we have Noble Contract, which is just a waste. No point looking at it. And we're instead going to go for Focus, which is when launching a normal attack, your Legion has a 10% chance to gain Hero Skill Focus, increasing the Hero Skill crit rate by 10% for 5 seconds. So every time you launch a normal attack, 10% chance to gain Focus, and if you do, that increases your crit rate by 10% for 5 seconds. Crit rate obviously means critical damage. And then you go Raging Tide afterwards, which directly links, and that is your Legion deals 15% more Hero Skill crit damage. So if you gain crits against someone, first of all, you're going to be dealing critical damage, and that critical damage is going to be further increased by 15%. So crit damage is going to be absolutely insane for you. Now for your final talent, you can go Thirst for Blood, right? When casting a raid skill, your Legion deals additional hero skill damage to the target Legion. Damage factor 60. You can go for that if you want, but is it worth it? I do not think so. It's only 60 damage. That's literally nothing. 60 damage is nothing. So I wouldn't bother doing that. Instead, I would go for Caged Animal. Every time your Legion casts a raid skill, they deal 0.5% more hero skill damage, up to a maximum of 8%. This effect lasts until battle ends. This is really great. If you're fighting a tanky march, like a infantry march or something, and you're going to be going multiple cycles of your skills, you're going to absolutely shred them, because this is going to increase your damage first round, 0.5% more next round, 1%, then 1.5%, then 2%. And you're just going to scale up your damage every single round until they're dead. So pretty great skill, pretty good skill, definitely better than Thirst for Blood. Don't even bother with Thirst for Blood, actually, just go Caged Animal. So this is the first build that you're going to do. However, now, if you don't, this is pretty much Rage Generation, right? But if you don't want to go all the way into the skill tree, and you want to rather go down the magic tree, this is going to be your alternate build, okay? So foundation talents are going to be the same, middle talent obviously is going to be like that, and this time you are still going to go up here, up the skill tree. However, you're going to stop at Spirit of Rage, okay? You're not going to go any further. You're going to stop at Spirit of Rage. Your talents will be the same. You'll go overall attack, you'll go Intimidation, you will have Head Held Eye, and you will have Spirit of Rage. And then for your magic tree, you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to go magic HP, foresight, you're going to go intimidation, you're going to go energy boost. Now, from energy boost, if you see here, we have Orb Protection, right? When casting raid skill, your Legion has 25% chance to gain a shield. We don't care, okay? Infantry crown attack, your Legion's magic units deal 1% more damage to infantry units. This is pretty helpful, because mages deal a lot of damage, infantry are very tanky, and if you want to just cut through them quicker, infantry counter attacks is going to be where it's at. However, you can also go egoism if you want to make yourself slightly more tanky, you know, so you're taking less damage from enemy heroes. You can do that. However, if you take egoism, you do have to go and take Wither as well. When your Legion takes skill damage, they have 50% chance to inflict magic defense break on the target, reducing the magic defense by 1% for 3 seconds, which is pretty nice, you know. But I don't think you should go this route, because egoism it's nice, but remember, we're not going for survivability, we're going for damage, okay? So what I would recommend instead is infantry counter attacks to 5. Then you're going to go over here, you're going to take Chant. Your Legion takes 0.5% more hero skill damage, but their attack is increased by 0.5%. That's going to increase your attack. Or if you want, you can go but Shelter of Compassion, it's not worth it, okay? Just go Chant, right? So you either go infantry counter attacks and Chant, or if you want, you can go egoism so that you're slightly more survivable, because Wither is pretty decent. So you can do that as well. Then next, when insult to injury, when your Legion is only composed of magic units, they deal 1% more damage through continuous damage effects. So that is pretty nice. You can also go both from the blue. When casting raid skill, your Legion gains haste, increasing their march speed. March speed is always good, but honestly, we don't really care that much about it. Mages have great range, right? So you don't really need to bother with that. And Cry Havoc is, I mean, it's it's helpful, right? But because when the target legion is below 50%, right, they're already a lot weaker. They're not going to be able to do as much damage, so you should still be able to finish them off pretty easily. However, Cry Havoc is going to give you a whole lot more damage when they're below 50%, which means you can actually finish them off a lot quicker. So for this final row of talents, I would say you can go Insult to Injury, right? It's pretty nice, but Cry Havoc is a very, very good choice as well, okay? So it's up to you which one you prefer. For me, if I was going with the full magic tree build for myself, from energy boost, I would go infantry counter attacks personally. I would go chant, and then I would go Cry Havoc. And as for your final skill, you have elemental boost, which is if your legion consists entirely of magic units, they gain vigor when casting raid skills, increasing the HP by 15% for 4 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 10 seconds. This just makes you more tanky. Or you have Iconoclasm. When your legion is composed entirely of magic units, you deal 2% more hero skill damage for 10 seconds. Every time you gain a buff effect, up to 10%. So this is very nice, right? You deal more hero skill damage for 10 seconds, right? Up to 10%. But it's only when you gain a buff effect. And where are you going to be gaining a buff effect, right? No buff effect, no buff effect. Launching a normal, that's just rage gen. Nothing here is a buff, guys. You have no buff effects at all. The only time you'd have buffs is if you're doing something like that, but you're not. So you're going chant, no buff. Cry Havoc, no buff. So this, while being very nice, it's just never going to trigger. So go with elemental boost instead, okay? So that is the alternative build, and actually I'll show you guys. Can I actually copy this over? Switch, yes. Okay, reset, import. There we go. Oh no, we'd actually have to reset this whole thing. So let me just show you guys this build, just so you guys can see it, right? So we're gonna go there, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go here. We are gonna go into magic HP. We're gonna go foresight. We're gonna go intimidation. We're gonna go energy boost, but as I said, you can go magic maelstrom as well. Both of these are very good talents. For group fights, energy boost is better. One-on-one fights, magic maelstrom. We're gonna go energy boost here. Go infantry counter attack, so we're doing 5% more damage to infantry units. We're gonna go chant. Look at that, we take 2.5% more damage, fine, but we're increasing our attack by 2.5%. And then we're gonna go Cry Havoc. Just look at the skill, right? Like I said, you can go Insult Injury if you really want to, but Cry Havoc. Look at the 7.5% more damage to the enemy legion when they're below 50%. And then we're gonna go Elemental Boost over here. Now as for this side of the skill tree, we're gonna do that. We're gonna go over here for that hero damage, and then we're gonna go grab some rage generation. Also some more rage generation there. You'll be left with 1 point. You can put that into magic speed, which just increases the march speed of your units by a little bit. So those are going to be the two builds, guys. If you want the skill damage, well, the skill tree build, this is your skill tree build. You guys can pause the video here and take a look at it. If you want the magic tree build, this is going to be your magic tree build. So now that we've done the actual talent build, let's go and have a look at Liliya's skills, and then we're going to go and have a look at possible deputies for her. So her top skill, I'm not going to read this whole thing, you guys can read that. Basically, you do 1200 damage with a 50% chance to deal an extra 200 damage every second for 5 seconds, aka 1200 damage up front and then 1000 extra damage over time. This skill we're not going to talk about, this is just for peacekeeping. If you are using her for peacekeeping, that's 30% more peacekeeping damage, but that's it. Now we have Deep Burn. All magic units in Liliya's Legion gain 20% magic attack and 10% HP. What this does is, as it says, just a flat 20% extra attack for your magic units and extra 10% HP for them, which is great. Yeah, you have Witchy Wiles, which is when Liliya's Legion launches a normal attack. So every time you normal attack, you have a 15% chance to scorch up to 2 surrounding enemy legions if the target legion is scorched. So if your legion that you are attacking is scorched already, then there's a chance. So maxed out, this is a 30% chance, by the way, guys. there's a 30% chance that you are going to scorch 2 surrounding legions as well. And remember, when they're scorched, they are going to be taking 1000 damage over 5 seconds. So you're going to, if the legion that you're attacking is scorched, great, that's 1000 damage on them. And then if Witchy Wiles triggers, which is a 30% chance when maxed out, 2 more legions are going to be taking 1000 damage each. So really great skill there. And when you awaken her, all that happens is it adds another target to, so deals hero skill damage to the target and two nearby legions, right? That's 1200 damage. Normally, there's only targets, the target and 1 other nearby legion, which is 2400 damage in total. This allows it to hit 2 nearby legions instead, so that's 3600 damage, and then the rest of the hero skill stays the same. But that's what happens when you awaken her. Now, who do you want to pair Liliya with? Well, the most obvious option, right, is from your legendary heroes, you have Velen. Velen's really great. He's a magic hero himself, and he does a ton of skill damage. He does 1200 skill damage at max on his first skill, with a 20% mod speed reduction on the enemy, so no one is going to be able to escape you. He also has Perfection of Form, which means that your legion, because you know Velen's legion, right? So the legion that he's with, he's deputy to Liliya. All the skills are active, remember, on the deputy commander. So Liliya's legion is going to be doing 15% more hero skill damage and have a 20% mod speed bonus, which is great. Bitter Cold, all magic units in Velen's legion get 4% hero skill crit rate and 5% defense. Maxed out, that is going to give you a 10% crit rate bonus and 15% extra defense, which is nice. And Icy Interdiction, 20% chance to inflict magic defense break and freeze on the target, reducing their magic defense by 20% and their mass speed by 20%. So Velen is a absolutely top tier person to have as a deputy, okay? If he's deputy to Liliya, he's going to be increasing your skill damage dealt, he's going to be increasing your mod speed, he's going to be increasing your crit rate, he's going to be increasing your defense, and he's going to put magic defense reduction and mod speed reductions on the enemy, which means they're not going to be able to get away and they're going to take more damage. If he's awakened, that's great as well, because so when casting a raid skill on a target that is frozen, which Velen himself will have to freeze, Velen will deal an additional hero skill damage, which is 400, and removes the target's frozen effect. So if anyone's frozen, Velen will deal 400 damage to them, which is great. So he is the #1 choice to have with your Liliya, okay? He's the #1 deputy. However, in terms of legendary deputies, no one else really, but you do have a couple choices when it comes to your purple deputies, and that is your main man, Waldir. So if you do not have a Velen, then I would definitely recommend using Waldir with your Liliya, and Waldir has some great skills as well. Icy Breath, 600 skill damage and 20% attack reduction. Royal Court Mage, magic attack bonus of 10% and 10% HP bonus. Frostbite, hero skill damage dealt bonus 15%. That's amazing. You're literally just dealing 15% more damage. Hero skill damage, by the way, which is what Liliya does. Icy Veins gives you a shield, so not really what you really want, because you know we're going just for damage, but hey, 600 shield means your legion is going to survive a bit longer, have a higher unit count, because you know they're going to mitigate some of the damage, which means they can deal more damage. So honestly, it's perfectly fine. And if you have him awakened, obviously that is lovely as well. Now, those are the top 2 that you're going to pick, right? Velen first, he's the best pick. Waldir second. However, you can also have someone like Atheus, okay? Atheus is pretty good. He's not the greatest though, because because of Sanctified Wings, the second half only counts if all your units are flying units, which is means you have to be using like Celestials pretty much. But if you aren't, then you know you are going to lose out some of his stuff. But you can use him as well if you do not have Waldir or Velen. You could use Atheus, or you could use Alwyn. So yeah, that is going to be your deputies. On to the last part of the video, and that is going to be the artifacts that you can run on your Liliya. So we go over to our base, we click enter, and we look for, where is our chests? Oh my gosh. Hospital, scout camp, no. Oh, there we go. I am absolutely blind. We go over here and we click probability. So these are all the artifacts you have, right? And what is the best? Well, for your purple artifacts, There is one that you can use there, but yeah, actually let's just have a look. Magic Bomb. This is the best purple artifact to run on your Legion, okay? So if you do not have a legendary artifact for your Liliya's Legion, Magic Bomb is the best purple artifact to run on her, because it gives pretty much 38% more attack. You know, 18% Legion attack and 20% magic unit attack. That's 38% total attack, and it also does 1800 damage to a bunch of enemies, so that's pretty great. 3 enemies take 1800 damage, 15% less damage per additional target, but that's fine. Magic Bomb is the best purple artifact that you're going to use. Now, in terms of your legendary artifacts, Phoenix Eye is where it's at. This maxed out gives you 46% more damage, 24% magic unit attack, 22% Legion attack, and it does 4,000 damage to 5 units. That is absolutely mad. You do 4,000 damage to 5 enemy units. That is absolutely great. That's 20,000 damage. Sure, it takes 15% less damage per additional target, but still, you are doing a ton of damage, okay? Phoenix Eye is the best artifact that you're gonna have on your Liliya's Legion. You can also... No, not that. That is the wrong thing. Where are you, Tear of Arbon? Oh, there you go. You can also go with the Tear of Arbon. Magic unit defense 24%, Legion defense 22%. This increases, it'll make your Legion a bit more tanky, and it gives you some healing, but you don't really want this unless you don't have a Phoenix Eye. But yeah, your best artifact for your Liliya is your Phoenix Eye, followed by your Magic Bomb, and if you have neither of them, you can go with a Tear of Arbon. It doesn't do an attack, but hey, extra defense is extra defense, and some healing on your Legion is nice. So yeah, hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, please do drop a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on those post notifications. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.